Hey, what's up, everyone? The one and only Mark Spencer has returned. Back to the booth, everyone. Hello, folks. Hello, baseball fans. What an amazing baseball playoffs we saw. Well, how about those Colorado Rockies? A Cinderella story. Got to the World Series, but the bad thing about it is they picked up a couple good early victories, swept the Diamondbacks. They got past the Phillies. They got to the World Series. But you know what? One thing they forgot to do is they forgot their bats in the World Series. So the Red Sox come with a clean sweep. Papelbon with his new type of dance, the Papelbon dance. That was pretty amazing, everyone. Let me tell you, you just never know in the game of baseball. They're always coming up with these new entities, dances, sayings, cowboy up. I guess it must be Papelbon up, I guess. But you just never know, folks. Well, folks, it was been an awesome playoffs. I mean, see some of these teams do what they've done in the playoffs. It's been amazing. The Boston Red Sox getting past the Anaheim Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever they're called. I mean, that was a good series. The Yankees, it's too bad, man. They couldn't get past the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians were awesome in this playoffs, folks. I really felt they were going to win the World Series this year, but they just didn't have enough to get past the Boston Red Sox. They were up 2-0 or 3-1 in the series, and they just couldn't seem to pull it out in the end. Boston somehow brought it back to the home at Fenway and got the job done. So they got to the World Series, and the most amazing thing about playing in the baseball playoffs is the fans. The fans are such a big factor in sports nowadays. And the one thing is people just don't appreciate what they have in a sport like baseball. The fans are so important. You guys are the best. You guys make it happen. 162 games plus playoffs. So let me say 180 games. That's a lot of baseball. That's a lot of games to go to. That's what I love about baseball. I always will. I always have. Well, folks, all off season, it's been pretty interesting. I can't believe it. Joe Torre is not the manager of the New York Yankees anymore. But I guess that's what happens nowadays. Big names like that leave teams. Looks like A-Rod has opted out of his contract, and looks like he's heading to L.A. too. Reports are saying that Joe Torre has signed a 3-year deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, around $14 million. And A-Rod will be heading there. I think there's a good possibility. But my personal saying is, I think he's going to go to Chicago to play for his old manager, Lou Piniella. They really want to bring in A-Rod. Trust me. Don't count out the Boston Red Sox yet. You never know. If they can't get back low, they might take a run at A-Rod. Hey, if they can pay Daisuke Matsuzaka $100 million, who knows how much they can pay A-Rod. A-Rod's just cashing in more money. This guy is the man. He's the MVP of the American League, even though he played horrible in the playoffs. And he hasn't done it in the postseason with the New York Yankees. So you can say he was a huge bust when it came to the playoffs, when it really mattered in New York. When it comes to the playoffs, everything's everything. The fans down there demand you to be the best, and he wasn't the best. That's why Jeter will always get the respect. And A-Rod will not get that type of respect that Jeter does. Because Jeter has won a World Series, and he's the man. He knows what he's doing. He plays hard all the time. You just never know nowadays, folks. These guys are getting paid tons and tons of money. They never show up when it really needs to show up. But that's what happens. Well, in other news, off-season news, it looks like Torii Hunter is going to be a free agent. What I'm hearing right now, that the Houston Astros are big-time players for a guy like Torii Hunter. I won't be surprised if the Astros get back Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens is truly an Astro. And I feel him and Andy Pettitte might go back to the Houston Astros one more time. So we'll see what happens in the offseason. There's lots of free agents like Mariano Rivera. Where will he end up? Well, you know what? I'm taking a guess here. I think Mariano Rivera might end up on the Cincinnati Reds with Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker has had some, talks. He wants to probably bring in Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor from his days in Chicago. Wouldn't that be amazing? Chicago giving up both Pryor and Wood to the Cincinnati Reds? That'd be insane. They're in the same division. How is that possible? But anything's possible in this day and age of baseball. Anything's possible. You just got to believe. Anything's possible, folks. Anything's possible. Just like the Colorado Rockies getting the World Series. Anything is possible. They will be a tough team next year with great pitching from guys like Jeff Francis, fellow Canadian. Congratulations there, Jeff. You are the man. You've got to the World Series. You know, hey, Colorado Rockies did something special that only the 1995 team did, made the playoffs. And that team was loaded with superstars. This team was loaded with all-stars. And I think they all just got a little nervous when it came to the big show. True, they had an 8-day layoff, but you can't use that as an excuse. You got to always be prepared to play in the biggest games of your lives. Well, my name is Mark Spencer. Once again, folks, I've had a great year this year. Well, I'm going to take a break now from MLB Review number 9. It's been an awesome season, folks. The World Series was great. It was awesome. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching MLB Review 2007. Hopefully, I'll be back for a few tidbits here and there for the offseason. But as always, 2008, folks. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Continue to watch the MLB Review. It's a series produced, directed by me, Mark Spencer. So long, everyone.